If you've been seeing 1111 again and again, this is not coincidence. This is heaven's sacred portal opening above your life. You've just stepped into a divine timeline where alignment, clarity, and favor will begin to flow. When the number 1111 begins to appear in your life, it is a spiritual broadcast from the throne room, an echo from heaven reminding you that something new, something sacred, something orchestrated by God is unfolding. This is a divine alert, telling your soul, wake up, destiny is near. 1111 is the number of new beginnings, yes, but it's more than a fresh start. It's a heavenly alignment of thought, timing, and purpose. It's the intersection where faith meets fulfillment, where what you've been praying for starts to appear not as distant possibility, but living reality. Angel number 1111 is the sacred code of alignment between the soul and the divine orchestration of heaven. When this number shows up, it's not a coincidence. It's a signal that your thoughts, intentions, and timing are aligning with the highest will of God. You're not randomly moving through life. You're being divinely positioned for encounters, revelations, and doors that lead to your next becoming. Angel number 1111 is not just a sign of spiritual awakening. It's also a gateway to financial restoration through divine alignment. This number appears when heaven is orchestrating new streams of income that are in harmony with your soul's purpose. God is no longer allowing you to build wealth through stress, burnout, or survival mode. You are being guided toward opportunities that match your calling, not just your calendar. Your finances are no longer tied to fear. Instead, they're rooted in flow, where purpose meets provision. When you see 1111, the Lord is saying, I will fund what I've called you to do. No more chasing, no more forcing. Provision will meet you where you walk in obedience. Heaven is bringing your spirit into rhythm with your calling. The confusion, the fog, the delay, all of it served to realign your steps with divine order. Now, you're walking in clarity, and God is removing what's misaligned so you can receive what is truly yours. If this already stirs something in your spirit, type, I step into divine alignment. Let your words be the first confirmation. When 1111 appears, God is saying, what you've lost, I will restore. What you've endured, I will redeem. What you've dreamed, I will deliver. You are no longer walking in uncertainty. You are walking in prophecy. This number is the announcement that the delay is over, not because the wait wasn't purposeful, but because you are now prepared. Prepared to receive. Prepared to walk through the doors. Prepared to carry the blessing without it breaking you. Heaven is not just opening opportunities, it is clearing obstacles. Things that once resisted you will now make room for you. Hearts that once misunderstood you will now honor your presence. Situations that drained you will now release you into freedom. If this is your confirmation, comment. Doors are opening. I am walking through. 1111 is also God's reminder that you are not alone on this path. Your angels are surrounding you. Your prayers have been heard. This number is a gateway between earth and the divine, between what you thought you were building alone and what He's been crafting beside you all along. 1111 is a celestial wake-up call to purpose. It's the Lord tapping you on the shoulder saying, now is the time to remember why you were sent here. You've walked through seasons where your identity felt unclear, where your gifts were hidden, where your fire dimmed, but now the divine flame is reigniting within you. This number marks the activation of your divine assignment, and with it comes new motivation, new ideas, and new doors that match your gifts. You are no longer wandering. You are now being guided straight into your purpose with boldness, strategy, and supernatural support. The presence of 1111 signals a heavenly interruption of financial cycles that have kept you limited or living beneath your divine inheritance. God is reaching into the generational patterns, scarcity mindsets, ancestral lack, financial instability, and breaking them off your life. Where you once feared money, now you will steward it with peace. Where you once survived on just enough, now you will thrive in more than enough. This isn't just a raise or a check. This is a repatterning of your relationship with abundance. You are being freed from shame around receiving. God is saying, you are not greedy for asking, you are ready for receiving. You are being led to places your feet haven't touched yet, but your spirit has already been prepared for. This is more than a shift. This is a supernatural alignment. You're not being pushed. You're being pulled by purpose. You're not being tested. You're being positioned. Type, I am divinely positioned for miracles. If this aligns with your current season. And now, let's talk about what heaven is pouring into your life through this divine sequence. Financially, you are no longer going to chase provision from a place of pressure. God is releasing unexpected resources, restored stability, and overflow that comes through peace, not panic. 1111 means financial revival, where your bank accounts and your belief systems both rise together. One of the most sacred financial blessings of 1111 is this. You are being blessed with wealth that doesn't cost your well-being. In this new season, prosperity will not demand your peace. Money will no longer be gained through pressure, but through alignment. You will attract opportunities that feed your spirit, not deplete your soul. Expect divine clients, aligned contracts, and surprise provisions to flow through channels you never expected. Your bank account is healing. Your energy around receiving is expanding. Heaven is replacing grind with grace, and you will see income flow in ways that support your rest and affirm your calling. In the spiritual realm, 1111 carries the frequency of financial flow and sacred provision. It means that what was once withheld is now being released. Not just funds, but favor. God is blessing you with income that aligns with your calling. No more sacrificing your peace for provision. No more laboring without fruit. You're entering a season of divine compensation, where every seed you sowed in silence will produce harvest. Contracts, clients, creative opportunities, and new streams of revenue will begin to manifest, gently, consistently, and peacefully. And not just enough, but more than enough to bless others through you. 1111 is a number of divine timing, and that includes your finances. Some doors didn't open before not because you were behind, but because the resources would have crushed you without the structure. Now God is saying, you're ready. The doors will open. Expect financial opportunities to return, but this time, with clarity and structure. You'll no longer second-guess your worth or settle for less. Jobs, partnerships, and new income streams are being released in perfect timing. Heaven is accelerating your provision in a way that restores what you lost in waiting seasons. The compensation is not just monetary, it's redemptive. Spiritually, you are entering a season where God is pulling you closer. The noise around you is fading. The clarity within you is strengthening. You will hear Him more clearly, walk more boldly, and trust more deeply. This is the birthing of spiritual authority. Your gifts are being activated. Relationally, 1111 is the healing of wounds and the arrival of relationships aligned with your destiny. False ties are falling away. Divine partnerships, friendships, mentors, love are being sent to meet you in truth. Angel number 1111 is also heaven's call to financial maturity and spiritual stewardship. The money that's coming is not just for comfort, it's for kingdom movement. You're being trusted with more because your heart is aligned to use it well. God is building in you the confidence to receive, multiply, and manage without fear. You are no longer operating from lack. You're stepping into the wisdom of legacy. Every blessing you receive now becomes a blessing for others. God is saying, I can trust you now. Watch what I place in your hands. When you see 1111, heaven is declaring a shift in the areas where nothing has moved for a long time. If you've experienced repeated financial droughts, missed opportunities, delayed payments, denied approvals, God is now reversing the flow. Stagnation is breaking. Where the system said no, favor now says yes. Where paperwork sat untouched, it will be signed and released. Where clients disappeared, new ones will appear, more aligned, more fruitful. This is divine momentum. Heaven is breathing life into everything that has been on hold. Expect financial doors to swing open without you having to knock twice. This is your yes season. You are no longer entertaining love that confuses you. You are now walking with those who recognize your soul. 1111 brings with it a wind of emotional restoration. Where your heart was once guarded, closed, or broken, God is breathing peace again. You're being released from memories that looped pain. The old betrayals, the self-blame, the heaviness. It's being lifted by divine love. This blessing doesn't require you to explain your wounds. It just asks you to receive healing. God is replacing guilt with grace, shame with stillness, and fear with trust. You are no longer bound by the pain of the past. You are now becoming the healed version of yourself who can love, feel, and hope again. If you're ready to align in all areas of your life, say it boldly. I receive the blessing of 1111, and now receive this blessing from the Lord. My child, I have seen every silent tear and every faithful step. I was with you in the delay, in the denial, in the detours. But now, I release you into destiny. 1111 is my sign that the gates have opened. Walk through boldly, knowing I go before you. I am not just opening one door, I am opening many. I am restoring time, healing shame, and rewriting your story with glory. Everything you thought was lost, I kept, and now I return it in abundance. If that was for you, right. I am no longer waiting. I am walking in promise. Like this video if 1111 found you in the middle of spiritual confusion or emotional exhaustion. Share it with someone who needs to know. Heaven is still speaking. Subscribe for more divine messages, because every number carries a whisper of your next becoming. Angel number 1111 isn't just a signal, it's a summons. God is not asking you to try harder. He's asking you to believe deeper. And as you align your thoughts with His vision, as you surrender your fear for faith, miracles will meet you in the middle. When 11:11 appears, the divine is whispering, the wait was not denial. It was preparation. You are now stepping into synchronized timing, where what you once strained to make happen will begin to flow naturally. Delays are turning into divine appointments. Setbacks are being revealed as setups. You are no longer in a holding pattern. You are in motion, and God is making up for lost time. Opportunities you thought passed you by are coming back around, this time with ease and favor. Your patience is now being rewarded in ways you never imagined. Angel number 1111 doesn't just bless your path, it blesses your people. The right ones are being sent. Aligned friendships, mentors, divine partnerships, and even romantic unions are being divinely orchestrated. No more tolerating relationships that exhaust your soul. You are being placed in rooms and circles that expand your faith, affirm your gifts, and honor your presence. 1111 clears the fog from your spiritual lens. Where there was doubt, now there is certainty. Where there was hesitation, now there is boldness. God is blessing you with the ability to see, not just the external path, but your internal compass. You will now move forward not because of external validation, but because your spirit knows. Your intuition is sharpened. Your discernment is heightened. What used to confuse you now becomes clear. You are receiving divine blueprints in dreams, downloads in prayer, and clarity in the quiet. This is the season of seeing like heaven sees. Perhaps the greatest blessing 1111 brings is the blessing of unwavering faith. You're no longer swayed by external chaos. Your soul is anchored. You've been through the storm, and now you're standing in spiritual maturity. God is growing your faith to the point where you trust not only in outcomes, but in process. You trust not only in miracles, but in timing. This is the kind of faith that shifts atmospheres and moves mountains. 1111 isn't just a number, it's a covenant. I will never leave you. I will finish what I started in you. The loneliness you felt is being replaced with belonging. Love that aligns with your worth is arriving. Community that reflects your truth is forming. You're no longer building alone. God is sending help. This is your time. This is your yes. This is your rise. Walk through the portal. Everything is changing. Amen.